The worst of Meg Griffin. Why does everyone hate Meg Griffin?
I pick everyone except Meg.
Fair enough. Go!
Meg Griffin, the eternal punching bag of Family Guy. You know her, you cringe with her, and you've probably laughed at her misery. But why is Meg Griffin the target of so much abuse and awkwardness? Today we're diving deep into every cringe-worthy moment Meg Griffin has ever had. From embarrassing outbursts to painfully awkward crushes, we're breaking down what makes her one of the most pitiful characters on TV.
You monster.
And why we can't seem to look away. Get ready for the ultimate cringe fest. Stick around to the end for our cringe-o-meter, where we rate the worst Meg moments. And hey, if you enjoy content like this, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment about your most uncomfortable Meg memory. Now, let's get started. The origins of Meg Griffin's cringe. It all started innocently enough. In early Family Guy seasons, Meg was the typical teenage daughter, awkward, shy, and desperate for validation from her family and peers.
Ooh, that's awful loud.
Yeah, that's a pee-poo mixed cry if I ever heard one.
You could tell from day one that things were never going to go smoothly for her. Her attempts to fit in were met with brutal rejection, whether it was trying to hang out with the cool girls or hoping for a date to the prom. It's like the writers said, hey, what if we gave all the teenage angst to one character and just never let her catch a break? And boom, Meg Griffin was born. Family's abuse. Let's be honest, Meg's cringe isn't just from her awkwardness, it's also about how her own family treats her. Take Peter, for example. He's not just a bad dad. He goes out of his way to humiliate Meg. Remember that episode where Peter made Meg a human piñata? Or when Lois, her own mother, told her to take a long, hard look in the mirror and see why everyone hates her? One unforgettable moment is from Seahorse Seashell Party. Meg confronts the family about their treatment of her, and for a brief second you think, oh wow, character development. But nope, they gaslight her into believing she is the problem. And just like that, they reset her back to the same old Meg. It's the ultimate family gaslighting moment, and boy, it's cringeworthy. Meg's awkward romances. When it comes to romance, Meg doesn't have it any easier. From unreciprocated crushes to downright disturbing infatuations, Meg's love life is a disaster. One of the earliest examples is her obsession with Brian, the family dog. Yeah, you heard that right. Meg falls head over heels for Brian, who only ever treats her with pity. And who could forget the infamous scene in Barely Legal, where Meg kidnaps Brian after he rejects her? Brian, you're acting crazy. Meg, I love you so much I'll never let you leave. Cringe level, 100. I mean, we've all been rejected, but Meg takes rejection to Olympic levels. When Meg tries to be cool. From time to time, Meg tries to reinvent herself. The problem? It never works. In Don't Make Me Over, Meg gets a makeover and for a brief moment becomes popular. But as always, the universe balances itself out.
Wow, great job getting hot, Meg!
Gee, thanks.
Her popularity is short-lived, and she's quickly back to being the outcast. Remember the time Meg tried to join the cheerleading team? Things were going great until she projectile vomited on everyone. Classic Meg, right? Public embarrassments. It wouldn't be a proper Meg Griffin roast without the public humiliations. Whether it's her performance at a talent show, her awkward run-ins with crushes, or that time she farted on live TV, Meg knows how to make an impression. Just not the right kind. The chicken fight incident. Meg joins Peter's chicken fight and, yeah, let's just say it didn't go well. The dark side of Meg Griffin. It's easy to laugh at Meg's misery. That's what Family Guy teaches us after all. But at times it feels like the show crosses a line. Is the constant bullying funny? Or is it a bit too cruel? In some episodes, we see hints that Meg might be suffering more than the show lets on. In Dial Meg for Murder, Meg actually goes to jail and returns home as a hardened criminal. For a while, the tables are turned, and the family is afraid of her. But even then, Meg's transformation ends up being the butt of the joke. Why do fans love to hate Meg? Believe it or not, Meg has a fan base. Well, sort of. Some fans argue that Meg represents the ultimate underdog, someone who just can't catch a break no matter how hard she tries. Others say that Family Guy's treatment of Meg reflects society's obsession with picking on the weak. But most fans, they just love to laugh at her expense. The ultimate cringe-o-meter. Alright folks, it's time for the moment of truth. The official Meg Griffin Cringe-O-meter. Let's rate her top cringe moments and see which one takes the crown. So what do you think? Which Meg moment made you cringe the most? Thanks for watching The Worst of Meg Griffin, Every Cringe Moment Explained. See you in the next one, and may your life be just a little less awkward than Meg's.